right, Pirate and UMZR.
What's cracking? Good, and yourself?
Chilling. What crews are you guys from? Let everyone know.
Good.
I'm UMZR. I'm from TPH-KFS crew.
I'm PYRET. I'm from NHD.
So how'd you guys know? How long you guys know each other? How'd you guys meet?
We've known each other for a while,
Go way back, like high school days.
Yeah, outside of Graff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've known this fool. I didn't even know this fool wrote for a while, and then this fool told me he's like, yeah, I know, I write, and I was like, what the fuck? What do you write? He's like, I write UMZR. I'm like, what the fuck? That's you? He's like, yeah, I know his sister.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
so
we're like family.
Grew up, like live by each other?
Yeah, we fucking grew up in Van Nuys and shit. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that shit when I met him. Well, like when he found out that I wrote, I was catching a tag and he walks up. He's like, "What the fuck?" He started reading. He's like, "You tag?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "How come you never told me?" You know, like
you could have been doing this.
You could have been fucking shit up.
Yeah. So what? How long have you been from your cruise that you're in?
Me, I've been from NHD since 08.
08?
Yeah, I got put on in 08, but for a long time I didn't come around. I drifted away. I was kind of doing my own thing, and then I would say about the last 4 or 5 years I've been around with the crew and shit. I check back in and trying to make shit right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Say about 2-3 years. Shout out Blitzer, KFS. Shout out the homie Smokey.
Shout out the homie Blitz.
TPH. Yeah, put me on, you know.
Yeah. Did you were you ever from another crew before that, or like when you grew up? Or,
Nah, just solo. Wonder.
And you guys were out like from Van Nuys area. Those are like LA crews, though.
South Central area. Yeah.
Did you move to LA, or you just like?
Yeah, I stayed out there for a bit. That's how I met the homie Blitzer out there in South Central.
Yeah, right. Yeah, my crew's a LA crew, but I'm from the Valley.
Yeah. I mean, NHD's that's a for LA. It's been around a long time, you know.
Yeah.
One of the biggest ones right there. Nation's hardest.
Since '86, yeah.
So, what do you guys like to paint? What do you like to hit the most? Like when you go out, like modding?
Whatever, dog.
Anything. And anything, bro.
Anything, yeah, whatever's hittable, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually like hot spots, you know, like that. Gotta get that rush, you know. But
yeah, this fool hit anything. I'm on probation, dog. So I'm more like, you know, selective.
Same here, dog.
Me and Pirate, one day, like, it was a while back, we were, like, doing this massive, like, spell-out roller. It was, like, off the 210 Sunland and shit. Like, we were doing that all day, and then, like, you know, I had more fun, like, just tagging and shit on the way home. And then when we go out just tagging.
We pulled over, like, fucking...
Just going out on the freeway, just hitting spots, and just going around, driving around all night tagging.
I was following this fool, we pulled over, like, literally 20 times. Like, literally.
Yeah, that's what I like about him, that because he does all that fun shit, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I remember that day. You were a little hungover that day. You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. You had that little homie doing like carry the weight with that shit. That would be like 80%. Little homie Son. Shout out to that fool.
Shout out to Son.
Yo, that's right. You guys gonna get into later tonight? You gonna go out painting or?
My youngest daughter's birthday is Cinco de Mayo, but we celebrated it today. So I did that earlier, and yeah, after today, I'm gonna just drop this fool off. Probably call it a night and shit.
That's right. Yeah. You still stay in LA or you in the Valley?
No, I'm in the Valley right now, bro. Just taking it easy for now, you know, taking a little break, but, you know, got work tomorrow, dog, but...
Oh, you doing all right?
Yeah, you know, but...
Big happy birthday shout out to your daughter, man.
Thank you, dog.
You got 2 beautiful daughters.
I appreciate
Best
that.
family right there.
Thank you, doggy.
Yeah, man. So, with this Graff report, we're trying to do a lot of is just, you know, keep people's memories alive and honor the memories of, like, you know, homies that passed away, you know, that are writers or writers that influenced you, or people even that you just seen up and shit. So I know, unfortunately, your crew's taking a hit over like the last several years, it seems like.
Yeah, I fucking, like, within the last 2 years, I've been to like about 4 interviews. I mean, 4 fucking funerals. Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
And you got was Ado the first one? Like, the rest in peace, Ado. He's a fucking, you know.
Yeah, that's one of the homies that passed away. We got the homie Endor that passed away. The homie Blazem. The homie Ado. The homie Defy. And a few others and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. You wanna you know, fucking mention anyone else that wasn't from your crew that passed away that maybe was your friend? And
nah,
shit?
just probably the homie Azor and Lord too.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple older homies that passed away as well. And the homie Proof too, from USC.
Okay.
Yeah, rest in peace. More being Dub. You know, he was doing his thing. You know.
Yeah, rest in peace,
Rest
More.
in
That was the
peace.
homie too.
Yeah, I was talking about that with someone recently. Like, he's just, for that guy to be so young, and then but he's just like, he's already a legend. You know, like in the valley. You know, his name will live on for sure.
Yeah.
Anybody else that you had like you know that passed away? Like, you want to shout out?
Shout out to homie Dio. Yeah, so
That's about it.
pretty much it. Right now, it's,
Yeah.
Can't think.
No, it's, once you start thinking of someone passed away, it's
Yeah.
like, hey, you kind of like, you know, most of the emotions and shit. It's tough, you know, like, especially like, you know, I lost a couple good friends recently. You know, my boy Rip, he went down, and like that shit was just fucking still like it hurts hard for like me and a couple of really homies and shit. Like fucking
Yeah, I met that fool Rip before. That fool's cool.
cool ass motherfucker, you know, like straight up, dude. Fucking, yeah, fucking. That was a hard one, you know, and there's a lot of them out there, and it's just like, you know, like who. So when you were younger, who was like your influences in graffiti? Like, what made you like want to get out there and get it? Was there anyone that you like wanted to style, like kind of like looked at their style and wanted to be like, or anyone that you just saw and you were just like fucking
Like who pumped me up when I mean, you know, the typical guys, you know, fucking Zesser and all them fools.
shout out Versus. Versus KOG.
Yeah, Versus is sick, dog. I've always thought that fool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. I remember one time in high school, a homie of mine that fool writes bulk. That fool took me to a fucking to Versus's birthday party when I went to Grant High School, and I met all them fools from fucking BMC, and I was just like, damn, these fools are fucking these fools are dope, you know, these fools are badass and shit. And I remember that it was like a core memory that I'll never forget that shit, dog. Like being at Versus's fucking birthday, you know, that shit was gangster. It was dope. It was in Pacoima and shit, all in the hood and shit. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, he's definitely a hitter, man. He's one of my favorite artists as well.
Coming out the valley too, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, what crews you think right now? Like, or when you grew up, like, did you ever, besides like the ones that you're in, like, did you ever like?
Not to be corny or anything, but honestly, like NHD is a crew that I always look up to. Like being young, I always looked up to NHD, like getting on the bus and shit, like, and just like as a kid, like I used to kick it with my older homie Febs from NHD.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid in high school, I would fucking catch the bus with my other homie. We'd go out to LA and kick it, you know, and fucking, yeah, I've always looked up to NHD, like you know, and coincidentally now I never thought I'd be from there, you know, and now I am and shit, and yeah, I fucking, you know, I love the crew and shit, you know.
Yeah, when I was younger, Stess from USC was like, you know, I mean, he's from a lot of crews right now, but like USC, I think was one of his first crews, if not that. And I always looked up to that guy. That fool was just fucking everywhere. He's like a nomad, man. He was like a skater and shit. He's just fucking. I still see. I went to El Taco Yama the other day. I seen a scribe from him from like fucking probably 25 years ago and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Scribe killing, yeah.
shout out Yos.
Yeah.
Yos. USC.
I always like K&L 129 when I was younger. Like I was just that crew right there.
You know what scribers I used to always see up a lot when I was growing up was CEW, like that fool Macho and Wouncer.
Yeah.
Like, those fools were up everywhere with the scribes. Like on every glass you see all stores everywhere. It was just crazy. Yeah.
There's definitely some people that are like known for certain things. When I was younger, I always thought Unit killed it. I thought he was like fucking everywhere, but I didn't realize that like I grew up right there, Reseda, Northridge, and he also grew up in that area. So like when you're younger, like, you don't really know like how big it is out there.
Yeah.
I always looked up to that fool because he was just up a lot where I was at, apparently, but I didn't know that's where he grew up. Yeah, like fucking. I also always looked up the UTIs, you know, because the Ghost worked up the street from my high school and all that, and those guys were always kicking it over there.
Yeah, Ghost was cool as fuck. I remember sitting in his garage and shit.
Yeah.
And shit was all graphed out.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Big Ghost.
Another one, you know, like fucking Surge, rest in peace. Yeah, that's some fucking names, man. It's like, you just don't realize how fast time flies. You know, we were talking about something that was like 3 years ago, and it's like, fuck, that was already 3 years ago. It's like,
Yeah,
that's
dog.
why they said it's so temporary. You know, that's why like we're just trying to keep people's names out there and shit. And like, every time I go to a yard, you see some different shit. Someone's, you know, capping someone, or someone got buffed and shit. Yeah, fucking. So, do you hit a lot of trains or? No.
I mostly be catching tags, bro. Just you know, marker type shit.
Yeah.
Acrylic, you know. But I'm trying to take my shit you know, to the point like bombing shit now and shit.
Yeah,
know?
I always like tagging most. Too.
Yeah.
That's like my shit. But lately, I just got a gang of roller paint, so I've been trying to get like anytime I see this roller spot, I've been trying to get those. But I need some chill spots because I got a couple of cases going right now.
Yeah.
I got like fucking gang of fucking community service I need to do in 3 weeks. I just don't even know if that's even gonna be possible mathematically.
Yeah,
I
bro.
need to start that shit.
Yeah.
You know, so is there any other shout outs you guys want to talk about? Is there anything in like graffiti right now that you in this quote? Because you know this shit changes so much. Is there something that's going on right now that was different than the way it used to be that you like or don't like?
I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, no. I mean, there's like pros and cons to a lot of things. You could look at a lot of things, you know, both ways, you know. But I mean, not really. I mean, like like give me an example, like for like what do you mean?
I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, Instagram and the fucking internet, social media is like it's like either ruining Graff or it's making it. So for me, I think it's good for both ways. A lot of fools are getting exposure, but a lot of other fools are getting exposure for not doing shit, but just painting the same piece of wood in their backyard and you know being an Instagram thing. But you know, like I said, it goes both ways. To me, if you're in the streets, you're in the streets. People know. You know, like it doesn't matter. You know.
Yeah.
Social media is one of them, and then fucking these Olympics coming up. They said people are starting to get cracked down on, but
I have tickets to the Olympics already.
You do?
Yeah.
Fuck,
2028. Well, my in-laws got it for us. Yeah.
All right,
Free.
yeah, that's great.
But to answer your question, you want to answer that?
I mean, like you said, it's good and bad. You know, I mean, it puts more fame out there. Like some of us are, you know, doing it for fame, or some of us for art. So, I mean, I guess it's good and bad. You know, I can't say it's like bad or it's ruining the graph game because you're still doing your thing. You know, just you're recording it and posting it. I mean, I don't know. I can't really say like.
I grew up
it's
in the
bad.
era, dog, like where you know I'm sneaking out of my pad, like you know.
Yeah, it was
like,
more fun, more underground type shit. You know,
it was, like you had to have somebody like an older homie winging you. You know, you had to have a homie that was down to scoop you up or you know take you know. And like I was young, dog, sneaking out of my pad, dog, and like getting. Fortunately, I had you know an older homie with a ride to pick me up, you know, and I'm literally fucking sneaking out of my house, you know, sliding that, you know, and fucking and going and being shown and learning and all that, you know, and I loved it, dog. You know, I loved that was my shit, dog. It was cool, you know, and it's like it was a nonstop thing, you know, like.
It's always a blessing to have a big homie. Like I was telling someone else, because like if you don't get school right, you know, like you get yourself in a lot of trouble, you know. And it's like, you know, having a big homie is a big thing, you know. And now with the big difference is when you were doing that, it's like now it's so much. It seems like more like saturated, watered down. We're like the feedback then is like a really slap in the face, like oh you're out there. But now it seems like it's just everyone's just fucking used to it, you know. It's like it's not as big of a big deal and shit.
Yeah, I you know, honestly, I can't lie. Like I be posting a little too much, you know, on my shit. Like I don't care. I show my face and like I really, I shouldn't do it. You know, it's kind of a burn. It you know attracts a lot of attention and it's just in general you shouldn't. But it's just like I mean I don't know. Everyone's to each his own. You know, different strokes for different folks. Yeah. Like I don't know. I'm not too paranoid like that. You know, like
Yeah, like you still got homies out there though that don't got social media, you know, that are killing shit and that are still doing it like back in the day type shit, you know. That
people with no social media are dope.
They don't believe in that social media, you know. That
when I meet someone and they say that they have no social media, I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, you could only find them out in the street, you know. If you ran into them and shit.
No, I like that too. Yeah, that's a big difference. Also, like I was watching an old. You mentioned it was your radio. I was watching an old Brock 77 interview and shit, and he was talking about how he's like clowning, like you know, like stickers and shit. Because this is like 12, 14 years ago.
A sticker game.
Yeah, and I used to clown, you know, in the beginning. I used to clown my homies that would do the sticker shit. I'd be like, oh man, what the fuck? He's like scared to catch a tag and shit. Like what the fuck? But then it's like. Once I have my kids, like that motherfucker just watches me like a fucking investigator. You know, so it's like I can't like sit there and catch tags in front of him, but I can put up a sticker because he knows like you know I used to work somewhere that made the stickers and shit. But
the first time my daughter see me use a pole, she's like, She's like, oh, now I see how you use it. She's like, now I get it. She's like, now I know why it's a sticker. But the show is funny, yeah. Yeah. I try not to do shit in front of my kids. I mean, you shouldn't, but
I tried to. But it was just like me and my kid were just everywhere together. So it's like when I'm down at Venice Beach and I got him, it's like I can't just like wherever it is.
every time I bounce and I'm kissing my daughter goodnight, before going to do a roller, she's like, Daddy, I want to go do a roller. She's like, I want to go with you. I'm like, you can't, you just can't.
Sticker looks a little more normal though, than going up there and writing on shit,
Yeah.
The pole looks kind of sophisticated too. Like, the pole looks like, I feel like people see it and they're like,
You put your vest on when you go put the pole up.
Nah.
No, we gotta take the kids out for a paint day one time. That was one of the cool things when I was on W. Was like they had a bunch of kids on there. I brought the kids. I just let them use my paint. It's like they hit the wall and shit.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
That'd be cool, man. That'd be a good time.
Yeah.
Are they? They're both into it, or just?
I mean, my oldest one, yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she kind of, yeah. I mean,
she's been around it forever. I mean, how long ago now since we were talking about years ago, like when we were down at Venice Beach when she was down there, like jacking me for my markers.
Nah, yeah.
That was like 2 years ago. And she's like, no.
Nah, my oldest one's fucking been in a few yards, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, with my wife as well, Yeah. My wife used to fuck around and write too,
Yeah. That's right. Family business, man.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Well, I know, like, you didn't really. My friends, when I do it, people are like, oh, you should interview this person, you should interview this person. And they're like, they see me out with you and they know you're my boy. So they're like, fuck, you got to get Pyret up there. I'm just like, man, I know this is what you want to do. So I just want to say thank you.
At first, I was like, I kind of didn't want to, but I'm like, you're my boy. I fuck with you. You're cool as fuck, yeah. I was telling this fool, I'm like, I was like, I fuck with boys. Like, yeah. So I was like, I got you, fool. Fuck it.
But you got to also, like, I don't know, something about, like, you and your name and your crew. It's just that you have a mystique about you. Like people know, like Pyret. Like you not just your crew. Like you're from the valley. Like you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
People know you. You're the homie.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Doc.
I'm really glad to meet your boy right here. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's the boy right here. Thank you, Doc.
That was like very fucking random sport.
Yeah, I had to at the last minute. Yeah, and he did it with me. Thank you, dog. Like,
caught me.
I had stage fright, dog. Fuck
yeah. For real, hey. Trust me, I fucking get it, man.
Nah, man.
I don't do interviews, dog.
I got back on my boy,
That's dope. Yeah. So, any like fucking last shout outs or anything else you want to talk about or mention?
Shout out to my boy Idol from NHD.
Shout out Voyage, Fell, Smoke, Post, Sarab. Fucking Fell. I said Fell again. Blitzer. And the homie Blur. Shout him out. Yeah.
Alright. What about you?
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
No, you gotta shout out the boy Aphex.
Shout out Aphex, USC, NHD.
Yo, that's the homie right there. Hazo too, like fucking.
Oh yeah, shout out Hazo.
Scram. Yeah.
Scram.
I like those all the homies right there.
Yeah, all the homies. Yeah.
Yo, all right. Well, I just want to say thanks again, and I appreciate you doing this, and we'll get again sometime.
For sure. Thank you.
Good.